Okay, so when I was in the freezer getting the peaches for the peach cobbler, there was a bag listed peaches for jelly. So I thought, it's cold, it's freezing cold out, kids are in school, Greg's outside working on the wood. I can go ahead and make up another batch of jam. So I've got the Sure-Gel. I use Sure-Gel, and always just follow the recipes they have listed. I'm going to do that, make another batch of peach jam. We only have 2 jars left in the pantry. We have 2 peach, an apple butter, and a Mountain Dew jelly. Yes, Mountain Dew, like the pop. I found a recipe and made it one day. I've actually made it for my exchange student, Jan, who lives in Germany, and he loves Mountain Dew, so I made him some and sent it off to Germany, and then our kids just decided they like it. So I only have 1 jar of that left, and 2 peach and an apple butter. So I'm going to go ahead and make another batch of peach jam. Come along. So I've got the peaches. I'll just bring you over here and show you. I've got the peaches all blended, and in the large saucepan, I'm going to add lemon juice, and it doesn't call for any water because I'm doing the jam recipe, and the Sure-Gel, and we'll let it boil. I just followed the directions step by step. So like I said, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. It calls for fresh, but I've always used the bottle, and it does just fine. So 2 tablespoons of it. And then stir in 1 pack of the Sure-Gel pectin. Add a half a teaspoon of butter to keep it from foaming if you desire, and I usually do. I usually add in the butter. Let me find my butter. It's a game we play around here. Where's the butter? Found it. Bought this neat butter crock at Layman's in the Amish country, but you put your stick of butter in there, and then you fill this side with water, cold water, and so that way it keeps your butter cold. Soft enough that you can use, but keeps it from going rancid. But I think I said a half a tablespoon, and it's a half a teaspoon of butter. Half a teaspoon of butter, and let it come. So I had to run outside for a minute, and I looked, it wasn't near as cold as it was, so I looked at our thermometer. It's 38 degrees out, so it's warmed up quite a bit. But I'm still going to stay in. I'm still going to stay in and finish the jam that I'm making. I might have called it jelly earlier. It's not. It's jam because there's small pieces of fruit in it. Jelly, you just use the juice, but I'm actually making jam. So it's bubbling, starting to. Can you see that? Starting to. Once it is into a full rolling boil, I'm going to add 5.5 cups of sugar. 5.5 cups of sugar. I have it ready. You always need to get it ready because you want to dump it in all at once. You don't want to be scooping and measuring, and you just want to be able to dump it all in. So it's getting real close to that point that I'll be able to dump in my sugar and then return it to a full boil. Once it's back at a full boil, then I'm going to time it for exactly 1 minute. And in that 1 minute, it's going to boil, and I'm going to stir constantly, and then I'll turn it off and start putting it in jars. It's getting real close. The sugar's in. And now I have to stir it constantly. When it starts to really roll, the boil starts to really roll, rolling boil, then I'll start my timer for 1 minute. Sorry, this camera is floppy because when I make jelly, I really try. You have to be quick. You have to get everything done, and I never want to scorch it or burn it. So, and you have to work with high heat. It says to do this all on high heat. Okay, so you can see my jelly's starting to become a rolling bubble, so I'm a rolling boil. So I'm going to set my is starting to, we're almost there. I got about 10 more seconds, and then I will turn it off, and I'll scoop all the foam off the top. You don't want that to go in your jelly jars, and I'll show you the rest. So my mom loves this peach jam, so I'm going to give a jar to her. And then my aunt was here, and we were talking about it, and I didn't remember to go out and get her a jar before she left. So my Aunt Shauna's getting a jar of this too. I don't even know if she likes it. We were talking about it, and I don't know why I didn't go out and get her some right then and there. It says to ladle, and I always have used a coffee cup just because it has a handle and it's easy for me to control. So I've got one pipe done already. Jelly jars, I'm going to do a couple jelly jars, but they don't last a very long time for a family of 6. So I go ahead and put them in pints. That's hot, but this is just one of those wee yogurt jars, and I'm just gonna put it in there because the kids will probably eat this tonight. We don't need to process it and get it. There we go. Up there. Now I'm gonna add the lids, rings, and then I'll hot water bath them for 10 minutes. Okay, y'all, there it is. 1, 2, 3 pints, 2 jelly jars of peach jam. So I put it in the hot water bath. Said jellies 5 minutes and jams 10. So that's what I've done. And whenever I hear them little buggers pop, I don't know if you guys are canners, you know what I'm talking about. It just goes. And I always say, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, every time. So during canning season around here, you hear me saying that a lot. But it's a lot of work, so I'm always really thankful and grateful when they seal and pop and seal so we can put them in our pantry. So there you have it, guys. Thanks for following along. Not all farming gets done outside. So, yeah, that's part of my contribution to the